Yo, what is up, guys? Ethan here, back in another video, and today we return with college football predictions as we will be previewing and predicting week 6. If you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. My bad for the late upload yet again. Just life happens, and I just wasn't able to do it at the beginning of the week, so I'm going to be doing it now. I don't know how late of Friday this will be coming out, but it will be out before the game Saturday. That's all that matters. But week 6 is a little of a confusing week. There's no superstar game because there's like 5 next week for week 7. But there's tons of games that could have tons of impacts. And a lot of these games could have massive upsets. But let's see if they'll actually happen. So yeah, without any more interruptions, let's get straight into the predictions for this upcoming week. The game I want to primarily talk about for this upcoming week is number 17 TCU going on the road to face number 19 Kansas. And this game really intrigues me as TCU, who I thought was overrated at the beginning of the year and up until last week, have looked phenomenal so far. And especially last week versus Oklahoma, they just stomped Oklahoma down in the bed, put them in the coffin, it's over. And TCU looks really good, and their Sonny Ducks offense has looked phenomenal. But on the other hand, Kansas has looked even, well, they've matched up with how phenomenal they've looked. Jalen Daniels and Lance Leipold have led this offense to great heights, and this Kansas offense as a whole with this rushing passing attack is just super fun to watch. And this game is going to be really close in my opinion. And this is going to be a game kind of like how I viewed Oregon versus Washington State, where both teams deserve to win this game. And I think TCU is about to be Washington State in this case. As for the first 3 halves, or quarters, my bad, TCU will be able to control this game as they do have the little bit of the edge on the defense. But I think Kansas will get back in this game. They have game day there. This atmosphere is going to be amazing. It's a sold-out crowd, and I just think the magic dust is going to be a little sprinkled on Kansas. And I think Kansas will find a way to win this game at home, 35-32. And TCU is going to look great. I don't think they should drop out after this loss. But I think Kansas is going to make a statement to the college football world saying that they are legit beating their first ranked team of the season. Actually, I don't know if Houston was ranked when they beat them. I don't know, but Kansas wins otherwise. Next game, we have number 11 Utah versus number 18 UCLA. And I'm seeing tons and tons of people saying that UCLA is going to win this game at home. And I completely disagree. I think Utah is going to make a statement, go on the road and beat UCLA at home 38-31. After that Florida loss, Utah's looked phenomenal versus all of their opponents, especially last week. Clark Phillips is on a thumbnail for the reason. 3 interceptions last week versus that Oregon State Beavers defense, or offense, my bad. Phenomenal game from this Utah defense last week. And I do think UCLA's offense is going to be a lot more hard to control. I do think they will be able to put points up at certain points. But I just think Utah as a whole right now is getting a tad underrated because of that Florida loss at the beginning of the season. And I just think Utah's about to make a statement saying, yes, we do have a chance to make the playoffs, though, even though we did lose at Florida at the beginning of the season. Give me Utah 38-31. Cam Rising is going to go really good in this game. Next game, number 8 Tennessee versus number 25 LSU. And this game is going to be intriguing to me, and it's going to be how will Tennessee's offense perform without Cedric Tillman. I'm just going to assume he's not going to play. By the time of this recording, they could have already made like an official statement saying he's gone, or unless I didn't see and I'm blind. Well, I'm going to assume Tillman's not playing this game. And this LSU offense has been very stagnant. They've looked very bleak and bland at some points, and they looked really exciting and energetic at other points. It's just going to be all about what offensive LSU will we get, because I do think their defense will make this game relatively close. But I think overall Tennessee has more star power and firepower offensively. Hendon Hooker's going to have another good game. Give me the Vols on the road 26-19. And in the big game everyone's going to be watching at that 8 o'clock slot, Texas A&M on the road versus Alabama. And it's either you have Aggies fans saying, we're going to upset y'all 2 years in a row. And then you have Alabama fans saying it's going to be a blowout. And I'm like kind of in between. I think Alabama does win this game. I will state that. But I think at certain points, people are going to be surprised with how Texas A&M's defense will be able to slow down this Crimson Tide offense. I just don't know if Texas A&M is going to be able to score. I have Bama winning 32-17. I think Bama's not going to score as much as you think. Maybe this is a little bit more than you think that Texas A&M will score because they only scored 24 last week. But I think Jimbo, like all this offseason, has made a point in this game. This game's going to be a lot closer than people anticipate. Well, I'm not going to say a lot closer because this spread is pretty wide open still. But give me Bama at home, 32-17. Haynes King is back at quarterback. Max Johnson's out. So it's really going to see how this... Also, Bryce Young's out as Jalen Milroe's in. So you have two completely different quarterbacks. I don't know why or how I haven't brought that up already. Bama's going to win this game at home, though. Next game I'm going to be talking about is Washington State going on the road to LA to face the number 6 USC Trojans. And this game is going to be really exciting to watch. I'm going to be watching this alongside with the Bama A&M game. And it's just basically going to be whose defense will be able to stop whose offense. And I just think USC's defense is going to be able to stop Cam Ward in crucial times. And I think USC is going to be able to win this game. This is going to be another very close game. It's just going to be how Oregon State game was a few weeks ago. Just a little bit more high scoring, of course, as I do think Cam Ward is a way better quarterback than Chance Nolan. Chance Nolan's been awful this year, by the way. I think USC wins this game 37-33. It's going to be another game where Caleb Williams goes off. And even though Washington State did slow down Oregon at certain times, Oregon scored 40 plus on them. They did have 21 in like 3 minutes though. So I'll give Washington State that. But USC's offense is better. This game is also on the road. You don't have that Pullman crowd to ignite this Cougars offense. Close game, I will state that. USC wins 37-33 though. Next game is Arkansas going on the road to face number 23 Mississippi State. And I just can't see Sam Pittman's team going 3 straight losses. I'm going to go Arkansas, and I think this is technically a spread upset. Give me the Hogs on the road 28-24. And I think this Arkansas defense is definitely going to be able to slow down this Bulldogs offense. Give me the Hogs on the road. And these last 2 games, I was really just debating on what games because there's so many games after this Arkansas game that are really good. I saved the Florida State-NC State game for the betting. We will get to that game in a little bit. But I decided to just go with the 2 biggest games on paper, well, as fans-wise. First game, number 16, BYU, neutral site game versus Notre Dame. And this is just a 50-50 game. And usually, in these games, I just go with the home team. But no, this game had to be in Vegas. I just find it funny. The Catholics versus the Mormons in Sin City. I just gotta say it. But since this game's not a home game, this 50-50 is just even more tough. This is going to be a 1-point game. I have the score 24-23, as I think both defenses will be propelling in this game, being able to stop each other's offense at certain points in this game. I'm giving this slight edge to BYU, though. I just think BYU, as of right now, has a better coaching staff. They're more certain on all sides of the ball, especially offensively. And even though Notre Dame looked really good last week versus UNC, UNC's passing defense is horrendous, as we've seen in a few games this year. I'm going to go to slight edge in this Shamrock Series game. Give me the Cougars 24-23. And the final game I'll be talking about in this prediction, Texas versus Oklahoma, Red River rivalry. I couldn't go without talking about this game, even though both teams are 3-2 currently. I'm going to go Texas in this game, 41-32. Oklahoma, I think they will have a slight bounce back after just getting obliterated on the road versus TCU. And then that home loss versus I'm not even going to say Kansas State. That home loss versus Adrian Martinez. But Texas gets Quinn Ewers back, and I'm not sure if Dillon Gabriel will be in this game. Texas, depending on how Oklahoma looks, this could be even more of a blowout. But I'm going to take the Longhorns to win this game, 41-32. And now let's talk about the bets of the week. The first bet I'll be talking about is Purdue at Maryland. I'm going to be taking the over 61.5. Purdue's offense looked really good versus a really good Minnesota defense last week. And Maryland's defense is not as good as Minnesota. So I think with that passing attack with Aiden O'Connell at quarterback, look out for Purdue to potentially score even 30 points in this game. And the same side of the ball versus Maryland, you have not Tua, but his brother at quarterback. You have a really good and deep wide receiver core on the other side of the ball for Maryland. And even though Maryland's defense has kind of surprised me this year, I just don't think they'll be able to stop Aiden O'Connell at certain points in this game. And I think both teams could easily score over 30 in this game. It's going to be close to the spread as well as the next game we'll be talking about. But I'm going to lean towards Maryland because they are the home team. But definitely take the over 61.5 in this game. And the same case with this next game, East Carolina at Tulane. I will be taking the over 54.5 in this game. And even though East Carolina has lost to bad teams like Navy and Tulane just lost last week, I just think both of these offenses will be propelled. I think Tulane does win this game at home. I think Michael Pratt is the best player in this game, and that's why they do win this game at home. I'd actually take the plus 2.5 for Tulane as well. But I think either way, both teams will be able to score on each other as well. It's going to be very close to the spread, though. It's not going to be as high scoring as Purdue Maryland, in my opinion. But I think this game will barely exceed over that 54.5 margin. Take the over in this game. Next game, Florida State at NC State. And I'm going to be taking the plus 3.5. I think Florida State's actually going to go on the road and defeat the Wolfpack at home. And that may be a hot take, but I just really like this Florida State team. And if it wasn't for Sam Hartman being an absolute monster last week, Florida State could have came back and won that game. Their kicker sold the game, and I just think these defenses will be able to stop each other's offenses as well. And I actually think Jordan Travis will outperform Devin Leary in this game. I was really impressed with Jordan Travis last week. This could definitely stab me in the back, but take the plus 3.5 for the Seminoles. Why not? And the last spread, I actually changed this spread last minute. I originally had the minus 13 for Oregon, and then I took it off because I think they're going to be on upset alert. And I'm an Oregon fan saying that. We have not won at Arizona since 2011. I do think Oregon wins the game. I don't think Arizona matches with us talent-wise, but it's definitely going to be a trap game. So because of that, I decided to go with another spread pick. Western Kentucky versus UTSA. I'm taking the minus 6.5 for the Roadrunners. UTSA has lost their games to really good teams. Texas, Houston, etc. They've also beaten good teams. While in Western Kentucky, you lost to Indiana, who's not really good. And your best wins are you're just dominating on bad FBS opponents in Hawaii and FIU. Some of the worst teams this year in college football. And I think even though the points will be scored in this game, I think UTSA is going to want a rematch from the Conference USA Championship game last year when the Hilltoppers went into San Antonio and just destroyed UTSA. I think they're going to want revenge. I think Frank Harris is going to have yet another monster game. I'm going to take the Roadrunners at home minus 6.5. And that is it for this week's predictions. And yeah. So if you haven't already, like, share, subscribe, push notifications on, and week 7 is going to be a blast. I can't wait to give you predictions on that. I already know there's going to be 12 plus games, and then the 4 bets. So look out for next week. And yeah, like I just said, like, share, subscribe, push notifications on, share this video so we can grow this Elk NCAA community. And like always, have a good day. Peace out.